You!
That boss run took me 10 straight hours of practice to do a no-hit, so I'm pretty proud of it. So yeah, this game has some really great bosses to fight against. The company sponsored me to play this game and see what I think about it, so you should play it for yourself to truly experience what this game is about. At the time of making this video, I have about 30 hours of gameplay, which honestly I don't think is enough to really give the best review of this game because there's just a lot of content. This game is basically Elden Ring meets Sekiro meets Assassin's Creed. It's an open world style game with souls-like combat, and if you haven't noticed by now, it has heavy Chinese inspiration, with most of its bosses being portrayed as ancient folklore deities and stories from China. The main story is really long with updates constantly giving the game new areas to explore as well as bosses, but to make the long story short, you the player are rescued as a baby by a wanted swordsman named Jiang, and years later, certain circumstances lead you to go look for him as he went to solve the mysterious past tying you both together in the story. There's a lot of side quests and the devs promise over 150 hours for the main story alone, so I would recommend taking it slow and enjoying the game at your own pace, otherwise you'll be lost by everything that's going on. Now, the game is styled like an MMORPG, so there's a world chat, and you can even enter an online mode where you can see other people on the map. I think the multiplayer aspect of this game is pretty funny because it gets very chaotic with all these people in the chat. They're like offering help or asking others to join their guild, healing, spars, and even events where you throw stuff at players who are in jail for killing too many NPCs in their world. And like most Souls games, you can help others fight bosses. The boss fight experience, in my opinion, is pretty fun, but there is a bit of a latency issue where parries don't feel quite as receptive and there is a lack of feedback. I would say the best experience for boss fights should be done solo, as I don't think they're designed for group fights just yet. Now we have to talk about the business model of the game because it is free, but it has a gacha system for cosmetics. And before that turns anyone away from the game, this game is strictly cosmetics only when it comes to microtransactions, so there's no pay-to-win methods and where wins meet. I'm not sure how they plan to make the money, but the fact that they didn't go down the pay-to-win route is honestly commendable. But this game really has a lot of content, to the point where I always found something new to do when exploring the world. You can also PvP other players, go to jail and spend real time in the cell, you can cook, craft, go fishing, fight in trials, learn new skills, so on and so on. And what I really like about this game is that it doesn't take itself too seriously. There are so many goofy things about this game, like the mounts and the random NPC interactions, that just doesn't make sense, and I'm all here for it. For example, one of the first things you'll do is learn martial arts by observing a bear trying to get honey, and you have to do quick time events in order to do so. Other times I happened upon a group of people half naked and jogging, and it gave me an option to join and yell to chant along with them for some loot. I also turned to a dog by drinking from some weird pot filled with strange liquor. And I think it's pretty great that this game has a lot of humorous moments, but also gets serious when it has to, as you'll find out when playing through the main story. Let's talk about combat. Combat system is also a blend of Souls-like games in that dodging, blocking, and parries exist, and there's a meter kinda like Sekiro's posture bar, where if broken, you can deal big damage. There's also red attacks that can only be perfectly parried to deal critical damage, and golden attacks that cannot be parried or blocked, and you have to dodge it. And with special skills you can learn from progressing in the game, you can do some sick combos in combat that will remind you of Sekiro's gameplay. It took me some time to get used to it, but afterwards the combat felt more smooth. One thing to keep in mind is that there is a difficulty setting you can choose from, and there are a lot of tools to make the game easier, to the point where I can say maybe there's too much. If you die multiple times to a boss, the game will offer a mode where you can train fighting with that specific boss without using any consumables. Maybe that's just me who plays Souls games for too long, but if you want the option to play for the story, it is there. One cool thing is that there is a difficulty called Legend, where if you choose any other difficulty below it, you cannot change it back to the legendary difficulty, forever locking you in terms of how hard you want the game to be. You can lower it if you choose the Legend difficulty from the beginning, but I think that's a unique decision from the game devs. Again, I've only played 30 hours of this game, but it feels like I barely even scratched the surface. There's NPCs everywhere, quests popping up wherever you go, and even challenges and loot to find that sometimes it gets a bit overwhelming. So if you like the exploring aspects of open world games, this game has got it and more. When you walk into a city on the map, the sheer volume of people that stand and walk around really makes it feel like it's alive. And when you play through the game, the NPCs even talk to you, so it really feels more fleshed out. And the fact they can talk to and even fight some of the NPCs is really cool. If you try to fight a random person on the street, they will try to fight back. And if you are defeated, they will take you to jail. That's right, they will actually take you to jail, and you have to wait in real life time to be released. In my 5 minutes of jail time, I had a goose for a roommate. So yeah, I would recommend this game to anyone considering that it's free and that there's a lot of content to do to the point that you might just find it your next big thing. And the community is hyper active, especially in chat, so if you like that sort of MMORPG sense of community, there will be lots of it. But again, this is a sponsored video, so if you're interested in the game, you guys should check it out by visiting the link in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.